And it was, you know, it started out to be in the drugstore, and it was open for quite a while. Then, for some unknown reason, I don't know why, maybe they didn't have enough business, but they closed the drugstore. And it's been a carpenter shop, it's been a liquor store, and it was a liquor store all at the same time it was the drugstore. And then it was the carpenter shop for a while, and then they closed it up for a while, and then it's been a parlor most of the time for the last several years for the teenagers, and it's done pretty good.
Is it open still, or did it close up with the snack?
No, it's open now.
Oh.
Yeah. And the lady's she's doing real well now because the snack is closed.
Oh, yeah.
They closed the snack 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she's doing real good. All the coffee people and light sandwiches and went from the snack over to the drugstore. And
speaking of the snack, here it is.
Huh?
Speaking of the snack, here it is.
Yeah, this is the entrance to the snack. And they had Gilchrist's wife's sister got married down at Chenault last Saturday, and they had the reception here, and I understand that's the last party they'll have in there, unless there's some changes made and somebody reopens it.
Didn't they used to have a big buck deer head on the wall in there?
Oh, in the pine room there, they had a elk head, and maybe a duck head, elk head, and maybe a deer head. I'm not sure. But they always, the gardeners always takes real good care of the outside with the flowers and all that. Did well.
The theater did well.
The theater did well. But after the TVs come in town, apparently, why it didn't do very good. They've been several guys come in here and tried it, keep it open for a while. Apparently they didn't make as much money as they wanted, so they closed it up. It's closed now.
Well, let's walk on over there by it. It's kind of an interesting looking building. Now this is the entrance to the pine room back here?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the entrance to the pine room. And a bowling alley. Yeah.
How many lanes?
2-lane bowling alley.
Big one.
Yeah. Used to be quite a bit of activity going on around here on weekends, but it seems that the TVs is just about taking care of that. For a long time, and has been used for quite a few other recreations.
Well, I remember when I was in 5th grade, they had the 6th grade class up there for a whole year because the school was too small.
Yeah, well, the school's been built onto a couple of times since then. But they've always had this breezeway here too for You know, so that you wouldn't have to walk all the way around the place, I guess, to get to what you want to get to.
Uh-huh.
And we've always been pretty lucky. They hadn't had too much mischief and vandalism or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. What's on ahead up here?
Well, then we're going to come into the office window of the store.
Mm-hmm.
There used to be a door into here, but they closed it up because they didn't need it here.
Uh-huh. Oh, it used to be an entrance to the store.
Yeah, it used to be an entrance to the store. There was an entrance to the store at the front and at the back.
I see. There was a cash register back here also?
No, there wasn't. It was well, the other end of the building is where the grocery store was at the start. It got a little small, and they needed it for something else. This big building here is supposed to have been a couple of other variety stores in there, but it never was successful. And Sears Roebuck talked one time about putting a store down here, but there wasn't quite enough population at that time, so they didn't do it. And actually, the store never was used for anything until the grocery store moved from the end of the building to the big part here in the center of the building. And then the library is on this end right ahead of us here.
Oh, let's go up and look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this building too across the street over here?
Well, I'll tell you when I get up even with that truck.
Oh, okay.
Girl in Tennessee, and she was Catholic, and before that time they didn't have no Catholic church here, and so whenever she got here, she wanted the church, so the company helped the Catholic people build the church, and it do belong to the Catholic.
What year was it built?
And in the late 40s, if I remember right, is when the Catholic Church was built. And it's been kept up by the Catholic people ever since. Now the carpenter maintenance work on it, I really don't know where the company's ever done anything or not, for the simple reason it's the Catholic churches, it's the Catholic people's church, and they take care of their own.
I see.
And then on up here, for a long time, there wasn't any houses in this corner here. Then they wanted to have a police station here, highway patrol station here. So they built the highway patrol housing for them to live in. And we've always had 4 or 5 highway patrolmen and a game man here ever since, for a lot of years.
Well, let's walk on up the street ahead of us here.
And I might as well tell you something about these apartments here. They're not as old as the rest of the town either. And as you can see, They all connected together, and there's been people living in them near about all the time, and they cost a little more to live in than the average house, because about every second or third one, why, it's got a furnace that furnishes. In fact, the company has always used heated the water and heated the house.
Oh.
It's the reason that it always costs a little more. They don't do it now. That people have to keep their own place up as far as utilities and stuff. This one on the end here has always been reserved for the man that run the snack in the pine room. But I'm not sure now about it, who lives in it now. We can go on to the end of the street and then come back up and come back down another.
Yeah, let's do that. I notice you waving at most every car that goes by. You still know a lot of people around.
Oh, just about all of them.
Yeah.
These two people that just passed by here, they've been here a long time.
Who was that?
Well, Jack Finstead, he was born and raised here. And then this young fellow that just passed in that black pickup, he's been here for quite a while. He wasn't raised here, but he's been here quite a while.
Well, let's head on up the street here, huh?
Yeah. I was just doing a little counting up here. I think we got 3 highway patrols live here. The sergeant lives here. The game man lives here. There's 2 highway patrolmen live here and the game man. Then there's 2 more lives out on this side of up in town. So we got 4 highway patrols and 1 game man.
Yeah, they probably keep a pretty close watch on things.
Yeah. And I'd say if everybody in other parts of town kept their place up like the state men do here, why, it'd look a lot better. I have to say that.
Now this house on the right coming up here, that one was built in about the mid-60s, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
In fact, that and another house was the building boom we had in the 60s.
I know it was, yeah. And these big houses.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to build some big houses for their foremans and key men, and this is one of them here.